Because I can
Okay.
tell this is going to be a good class that, I won't have to go through the other ones. I'll go,
Yep. And I did put another, if you're a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I put one on there this week on how to create a brand new page from scratch.
Okay.
Getting pictures, adding links. I think it was like an hour and 20 minutes. I did that one day this week, so it's on my YouTube channel if you want to have a look at that. Get you some ideas on there. So we have how to use Yoast, adding videos, putting pictures in a file folder, finding affiliates, and I think we added the posts. Like I said, you can have as many posts as you want. Okay. All right. So if we're done, any more questions? Any more questions?
Posts turning into pages.
Can't turn a post into a page. You have to copy it into a page. Can't turn a post into a page. Okay. They're not interchangeable.
All right. Well, I tried to ask Paul about that main page. You just got a small paragraph and a title, and you got some pictures in there, and you showed it to me before, but I lost. I go, dadgummit, I know she showed it to me, but
that was your category, and that's what I was trying to get. That's your category page. Yes. All right, Charlene. Yep. Do your. You are having terrible time with that. We're going to do that. Alternative text on the images.
Yeah. That too.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. All right. So I'm going to mute everybody, and we will get started. Yes.
Remember when you used to go to one of your students' sites?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did the story on Yakta Malaya soup. So if you want to go to mine, I don't have a problem with that. Just putting it out there.
You know what? Remind me, I need to actually do that. So remind me next week, because I know you have a YouTube you want to put in there.
Okie dokie. I did that. Yes, it worked great. No, that worked great.
So why are you here? If you can do a video, you need to do training next week.
I don't think you can get too much training.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's always welcome. She knows that. I have to pick at her to keep her going. Okay, so we're going to start with this. I'm going to mute everybody out, and we will get started. Okay, so here we go. So this is a page I wrote. When did I write this page? September 5th, 2019. So it's been recent, a few months ago. And as you can see, I have this heading. It was good at the time because I actually created this story from a story that came through to me about a crackhead theory. So I tried to do that and incorporate it with this title, with this keyword, achieve your dreams, which is a great keyword. And I wanted to put this in there, but after I got to reading it this week, I don't use this that much except for the end where I use the story. So it's not really relevant. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to come here and I'm just going to take this out because it's not really relevant to my story. Okay. So as you can see, once I did that, my permalink didn't change, which I need to change that. So I'm going to come all the way down to my SEO. And this is a fairly long page. I loved it. I had so many ideas. So I'm going to come down here to the SEO and I'm going to edit my snippet. Okay. So in my snippet, here's my slug. All right. So my slug, I want it to match my title. So I'm going to backspace out all the way till I get to just my title. And as you can see, your slug is in direct correlation to your permalink. So always make sure that if you change your slug, that it's exactly what you want your permalink to say, because your slug and your permalink are the same. So I want to make sure that that's relevant. You don't need to change this if you've advertised your page, you just want to modify your page, but you've already advertised it, you cannot change this because then it'll take you to a page not found. So since I know I haven't advertised this, I'm okay to change this. So that's why I say don't mess with your slug if you've already advertised your page. If it's just a page you've written that you've not advertised, when I say advertised, you've not put it on social media, you've not created an ad for it and published it, then you don't want to change either of those, because then all your advertisings will go to a page not found. So when I did that, I'm going to click on my update because I want it to change. So now my permalinks changed. And just by doing those few little things, I got green and green, okay? Because it said that my title was too long. But I know there's some more things that's going on here. So let's check out my analysis. So it says my key phrase density is too short. It's only found 7. I need 8. I don't have it in a subheading, so I need to put it in a subheading. And only 8 of my images have my image attributes, alternative attributes, which is fine because I know some of my images are actually in gallery form, which you can't put alternative text in a gallery. So that'll be fine. As long as this is green and green, you are meeting all of Google's parameters. The little things here, you can always come back and change later as you get more familiar with modifying and editing your pages, as you get more confident in your writing abilities. Right here, my transition words, it's telling me I don't have enough. I'm not worried about that right now. It's green and green. My flesh score is above 60, which you want it to be above 60, which means it's a great read. It's easy to follow. People can read it very, very well. In other words, it don't get boring. You have enough break up in between your paragraphs that people can follow it. They're not going to get bored reading long paragraphs. So now I'm going to come back up here. Yes.
Sheila, I have a
Yes.
question. The attributes, I always have trouble. What are attributes?
Yeah, we're going to go over that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that on my list. You're not the only one. There's several of us that have that. So I'm going to show you that as we go through and modify this.
Okay, great.
Okay. All right, so there's not really much I like, and I'm going to change this. Like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and modify wherever I had that title. And when you're modifying a page and you've changed your focus key phrase, you want to make sure that you begin your first paragraph with your focus key phrase. So that's why it's important to choose one that's easy to write, easy to incorporate into sentences. I know there are some great ones out there, but they're not always easy to incorporate into a sentence exactly. If you change it up, you will get a dot in your SEO. That's saying you've used a paraphrasing of it or something, but you haven't used the exact key phrase. So you always want to make sure you use the exact key phrase, and that if you find one, that's exactly the way you use it. Okay. And I'm going to put that in there. Okay, so that can go along with what I just said. All right, so I can do that.
Well, why aren't you taking out the sentence about you, Sheila? You can't write about that.
Because I can write, because this right here is going to be offensive to some people. not being held down by your boss or a job. Some people will be offended by that. And I'm saying you can't write that. Or if I was talking to somebody, they'll be like, well, you can't say that. Well, yes, I can. I can say whatever I want. It's free country. But, I'm just letting them know it's just my thinking, putting my own personality into it. So that's where you need to broaden yourself. Don't be afraid to write what you think. Let it be a little confrontational, let it be a little conflicting, but in the end, smooth out the feathers. Give them a valid reason why you said what you said. Don't just put something out there and not explain yourself. You catch more flies with honey is what they say, but also you can catch flies, by sour stuff too, because they're going to be curious, but they want to see what it is. So same thing here. My initial statement was crackhead. You can't use the word crackhead. Well, since I took that out of my statement, I still wanted to keep the same relative content. So I still wanted to say there, hey, I can't write something like that. Well, yes, I can. I can write that you want to get rid of your boss. You want to get rid of your job. You want to have your own dream, because some people think it's offensive to have a dream. So I can leave that statement in there and still contain the content and the flow of my original story. Okay. So here's some sentence or images I used. And this one right here, I noticed right off the bat, if you don't see it, this one has a logo on it, which I didn't see at first. So I'm going to take that off because I don't want to advertise somebody else's work. So I'm going to remove that. And then I'm just going to center this one. Okay, simple. And then, like I said, every so often, you just want to update any of your changes. Okay, and go ahead.
Say something about update. Please don't forget to update.
Yes.
I get so carried away with writing.
Yep.
Don't forget to update.
Yes. And the other thing is, if you've had your website up for more than a couple of hours, refresh it. Because if you have it up for a couple of hours, it is time sensitive. It will shut itself down, even though it's still up and running. And you can write all day in it. But when you go to save or update or save your draft, it won't save it, because technically your website has shut down, or it's on what is it called? Sleep mode. So you can work in it, but it's not going to save it. So if you've been in your website continually, for more than or it's been sitting for more than a couple of hours, and you come back, automatically refresh it. All you have to do is go up here to this little icon, hit the refresh, which is the refresh or reload the page. It will come back in. If you do find yourself that you've done that, at the end of it, remind me and I'll show you how to go in and fix it, and just be able to copy it and save it, so you don't lose it. Now, Charlene, if you have a page and you want to modify it, as long as you have not advertise that page, you can change it as many times as you want. But the minute you start advertising it, you cannot change it. You have to copy the content you want into a new page and write a new page. But as long as you haven't advertised that page, you can go in and modify it and change it, put in new SEO, put in new key phrase, everything, as long as it has not been advertised. If it's been advertised, you can't do that. You change your whole page. And when they go to click on your ad, it'll tell them that the page isn't found. It'll bring them to your website, but the page they're looking for won't be there. So you don't want to do that. So as long as you have not advertised that page, either on social media or any of the free ad sites, you can come in and change this page without any consequences, which is what I've done. This is a page I wrote, but I never published it. So I can still do what I need to do with it. Did I lose everybody? It says my internet's okay. So this is the next phase I have, is what I want to be when I grow up. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so this picture right here, I know I have this picture again, so I want to take this picture out. And since I'm in Classic Block, I'm just going to remove it. and just take it out altogether. Don't need it right there. So here's another one, which is fine. I'm not sure. I think that might be a logo too, but I think it's small enough I can leave it there. It just might be the signature of the author, which I think it is, which is fine. I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, a lot of you might see this. This is actually an ad. If you click on the ad, you can click preview and see what the ad is. Okay, this one. All right, so this is one I did for family, relationships. All right, again, this is another one, a gallery. Like I said, I created a lot of galleries. Life is stressful. So with this one, I'm going to come here and we're going to click. And this is in Classic, but the information is the same. A lot of you are seeing this alternative text. Your alternative text should always be your focus key phrase. In this case, is going to be achieve your dreams. If you're in Classic, you don't need to write a caption. A caption is that little phrase that you see sometimes that I write. You don't necessarily need one. You always want to make sure you have your custom URL. Your link to is going to be your custom URL. And then you put the URL or the link that you want the page to be linked to. This one is going to my wine ambassador. Here's the other one on your advanced options. It says image title attribute. Again, this should be your focus key phrase. Always. That's all you need to put in there. You don't need to worry about the link relation or your link CSS class. That's something way beyond what we're doing. You don't need to worry about that and just hit your update. So make sure that's where it wants to be. Like I said, a lot of this I'm not going to change. There's going to be a few things like this right here. This is just too many. So, but I like the way it looks. It appeals to my what I want, but I want to take this big one out. So because I have a gallery, if you look over to the right, you see where it says gallery settings. So you can put as many items in that setting as you want. So I'm going to click this to 4, and there it changed it and put it all in line. And in that way, it took less space in my picture or in my page. So I'm going to hit update. Okay, and this is where the whole idea came from. And this is a friend of mine sent me this on Facebook, and it was basically you have no excuse to build your business the way you want to build it or to achieve your dreams. And it's talking about the extent that a crackhead goes to get their next fix. You know, they do whatever it takes, you know, sometimes even breaking the law. We're not saying you break the law, but you know, you don't hear him say, I don't have time, it costs too much, I can't find a way, it's too difficult, I give up. You will never hear them say that. You will only hear them ever say, I gotta have what I gotta have. I gotta get it, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. And then they do whatever it takes to get it. Not saying that's the best analogy, but if you think about it from that standpoint, here's somebody that's down on their luck. They have no way out. They foresee no way out, but all they can see is their next hit, their next hit. And they get it, you know, and I'm looking and thinking, you know, here we are, we have every means at our disposal to get what we want, and we aren't using it. We're not fulfilling it. Or we make the excuse, I don't have time, you know, I don't have the resources, you know, it's just too hard. And you have to think about and say again, how big is your dream? Do you have the right dream? You know, is your dream adequate enough? Is your reason for building this exactly what you think it is? You know, when I first started, it was like I just wanted to be free from a job. Well, guess what? My husband always told me I was free for a job. So again, that couldn't be my motivation. He didn't want me to work to start off with, and he makes enough money that I could have always stayed home. I did stay home for 18 years homeschooling my kids, and beyond that, I just worked because that's the way I was raised to work. So then I had to think about what was my reason then? It wasn't to stay home. I could do that anytime. So my reason was to get my husband home, to make sure that my children were financially stable and able to get whatever they needed whenever they needed it, and to show them that there is a different way out there than to just work a job. Not saying that that's not a good thing. Some people like to work. They like being around that atmosphere. And if that's the case, then all for it. But that doesn't mean you can't have a backup plan. So I had to revamp my dream. I had to revamp what I want. I want my husband home with me. I want my house at the beach. He wants his new boat. And so, he went fishing. Like I said, he went fishing today with his friend. And he said the next time he wants his boat, because they took his friend's boat. So he said, I got to get my boat back working. I got to get it done. I was like, well, let's just go get a new boat. So that's the thing, is just, what are your dreams, and is your dream big enough to sustain you to get through this business and make it what it needs to be? And so that's where this next thing came in. So it says we all have, and you can find these little memes on Google. They're really easy to find. So let's, all right, so here it says be your own boss, and this is a little one that I picked in. It's one of my memes that I created, so I'm just going to go through and make sure that it has the right information in it. Achieve your dreams, my Sephora link. And again, I didn't have my title, and again, I'm going to put the same thing. And see, I didn't have this clicked. Open link in a new tab. You always want this to open in a new tab. So I'm going to update this. And again, it says go from this to this. Okay, so then I give people the option, here's some things to get you started, if you don't want your own business. And by me just copying and pasting this from another form that I had, it's like, this doesn't look good in a page. It looks really weird. So I'm actually going to go in and link these. I didn't have it linked. I put my actual link out there, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to link the actual word. And I'm going to link it.
I agree. When I saw all those, oh God, what do we call them?
Links.
I'm sorry, links. It's like, I'd go, all right, on to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yes, what, maybe, who knows?
It looks gibberish, and I didn't think about it when I wrote it. Like I said, I just copied this from my pages for all of my links that I have that I send to my students, and literally I copied and pasted it and didn't think about how it looked. And I was like, when I came back to it this week, thinking, trying to figure out what we were going to talk about, I was like, you know what, that looks really tacky. So I'm going to come here and make sure I click open in a new tab. I did an update. And then I want to check this and make sure this is going to something. And this, I got it going to my Bitcoin because it's advertising Bitcoin. And I do have it open in a new tab. My image and title attributes are my key phrase. So that's good. And again, I'm just going to change this. Like I said, it bothered me there for a minute. It's like, So we're going to copy. And this is something you can do when you're creating your home business page or work from home page. Put your free links in there. You have them. You're supposed to be giving them to your potential students or advertising them. This is the best place to do it. Put your stuff out there for people to see. Every once in a while, put it on your social media. Hey, I got a new program, a free program for you to sign up for. And send it to them. Same thing with those of you that are in Tipping Circle. Everybody should be in Tipping Circle, either your own hub or through your mentor. Or I got a couple of you on here. I got to get you yours. For the free TV, they're getting ready to launch that. I think they're going to launch it next week instead of in April. So you get your free TV. And not only do you get the free TV, but you get paid to watch it. You get Bitcoin that accumulates to dollars for watching your free TV. And then anybody that signs up under your free TV, you get a percentage off of theirs. So it's fun to get paid to watch TV. Even though I don't watch it, I cut it on and leave it running on one of my computers, just like I do my Bitcoin. And it runs in the background because I don't watch TV. But it's there. Did I miss it? I missed it. So let's try this again. Paste my link, RoboForm, open a new tab, and update. and because we have some new links, I'm going to put my new links in there, which is my tipping circle. All right. And I might just go back and put in a brief description of what each one of these are. So like with computer, I'm going to put in, make sure I get rid of my underline.
Update, Sheila.
I do, yeah. I want to get rid of that line though, it's underlining. I don't want it to underline. All right, so let's do this. Still going to underline. I don't want it to underline. All right, so we just start a new page or a new line. Okay. Same thing with Excel trip. I'm going to do it the same way. I always want to start that with an EX. Okay. State base, I ain't gonna say anything about state base. It's not really relevant yet in the United States. Magnets. Okay, and I'm not going to put something on every one of them, but I'm going to put something on the ones that I am for sure of. Okay, extra side cache. All right, and then I'm going to go to my templates, my good old templates, and I'm going to pull up my tipping circle, and I already have it. And again, as you can see, I got the link right in there. And I'm going to come here and just copy, paste. And again, I'm going to copy this link and then just link this. Open in a new tab and update. And then get rid of this link here. All right, so there's a short, and then that's update. Now, I know because I've added this, I probably got a message down here that I got, went from green, probably got a red or an orange. No, it's still green. Did I update it? I'm surprised because there's, maybe it didn't come to 100 words. All right, so now I still got to put my key phrase somewhere. All right, so let's go back up here. Here's another one, royalty gems. I'm going to use this one. Copy. Oh, come on. Link. And I don't know why I did this because you can see in the other ones I didn't do that. So, all right. So now let's update that. So I'm basically giving them different things that they can use with the pictures, Excel token, Sephora. So tipping circle, I might just actually change that to a heading 5. That way it didn't change it, but I still have a heading in there. So that should be okay. All right. So here I have a gallery, but I think I want to change it from a gallery because I do have a bunch of galleries. So I'm going to change this just to one picture, change it to an image. And then I'm going to center this image and make it a little bit bigger. And then this is the one that everybody sees. So as you can see, my toolbar for this image is at the top right here, but my credentials for this image is over on the side. So you want to see where it says image settings. This is your alternative text, and this is where you're going to put your focus key phrase. And again, mine is achieve your dreams. Okay, make sure I spelled that right. All right, you don't have to worry about the thumbnail size, you know, whatever size you want it to be. It changes based on that, but you don't need to have it much, you know, just leave it whatever it shows up. I'm gonna leave it as a medium size. You don't have to worry about the advanced over here. And then if you want to, we're going to actually connect this to a phrase or to a link. And so now you can link it. Now I just wrote a new page. So I'm gonna go to my templates, and this is why your templates are great, because you can put your internal links in. So I'm gonna put my Easter link in there because that talks about the story of Easter. And since I'm referencing a religious connotation in here, I wanna leave it in there, and then we're gonna leave it updated. So now that's linked to my Easter page. And that's all you have to do to that. You just want to make sure that everything is linked. You got your alternative text, which is your focus key phrase. You don't have to worry about putting a long drawn out description. All that wants to do is see your focus key phrase. I know some people said they've been putting a description in there, 4 or 5 sentences. That's not what that's for. That just wants to link your page to a particular title, which in this case is going to be your focus key phrase. And the reason you want to do that is because when you publish your page and you start advertising your page, your images can show up on Google Images, based on your key phrase. So you always want to make sure that your key phrase or your images are linked based on your key phrase. That's the only description you need to put in there. It's just your key phrase. If you're getting the message that you don't have your key phrase in enough of them, then look to make sure that you don't have it in a gallery like I did. The gallery, you can't key phrase your gallery. You can key phrase individual pictures, but it's still going to say your key phrase doesn't match. So if you have a gallery, that's going to be fine. You're not going to do it. As long as you have the green and green overall, you should be fine. Okay, so it tells me
You
yes.
said link. Did you say link page to a title on that image?
No, your image, like this one, your image is going to be your key phrase. See, this one I need to be.
Okay.
Open a new tab. See there, I didn't have that one open. But your image detail, let me get to the one I was talking about. Like this one here, this is going to be, Achieve Your Dream is going to be linked to your page. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. And I use my site all the time. I use it as, so Shop with Mama Chief. I'm looking for myself on Google. Look at me. First, boom, there, hey, yay. So, but if I wanted to search my images, if somebody says, well, I want to see what kind of images her website has, click on images. There's every picture that shows up on my website, every one of them. So if I double click this or click any of these, if I click on this, double clicked it, there's my page. It shows up because I have that image linked to my website. If I go to a different page or different image, like this is for my Facebook, this is for my business shop, I have Facebook set up. Here's another one, sports. So if I click on this one, see, it tells me right there because I don't have that page link. So it just shows all the pictures. So that tells me right there, I need to do something. Who needs romance? So let's see if that pulls up. See, apparently I don't have that one linked either. Either that or I didn't click on the right one. So let's go here and actually click on this. Click on the link, not the picture. And it takes them to my romance page because I have that picture linked with that romance page. So let's go back to sports and click on the link, not the picture. And there's my sports page. So that is the importance of having your images linked, so that they can come here and they can click on my images, double click that link, and it takes them straight to where that image came from. And they can read my article. No matter what it is. So that's why your images are important, that you link them to those key phrases, so that those key phrases, when you get searched or when those key phrases get searched and your picture shows up, then, they're there. They can see what exactly where your page is going, and they can follow your page and go and read it and see where that image came from. So that's why you want to make sure that your alternative text is your key phrase and only your key phrase. That's all it needs to be. And then you want to link your image right here to a page that you want that image to go to. And it can be an internal link like this one. It says trust in the Lord. I sent them to my Easter page. So if they click on my Easter page, you know, click on that link for there, it takes them to my Easter page, you know, history and fantasy, that talks about Easter, talks about, you know, how it happened, the different versions in the Bible about history, you know, why we celebrate Easter at different times of the year. And then it also talks about, you know, how the Easter bunny came into effect, how you got colored eggs at Easter, how that all related to the death, resurrection of Christ. So it takes them to a bit of trivia. So, you know, have your pictures linked to where you want them to go. You don't want them to link them back to the page you're writing because that's irrelevant. They're already reading it. You want it to go to a different page within your site. You can also link it to, like this one, I think is going to my Valentas. So see, that goes straight to my Valentas page, so they can actually go and sign up for Valentas. So depending on what your article is about and how you're phrasing it determines on where you want to send your picture. You don't want to have a picture up there of, you know, a glass of wine and then you send them to, you know, buying clothes. That's irrelevant. That doesn't fit with your image. So you always want to make sure your images are relevant to where you're sending them. You don't want to be considered false advertising. You're promoting one thing, but when they click on it, it goes to something totally irrelevant from what you're promoting. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. And then here's the video. And it's a testimonial video that Roy had that we produced. There's quite a few of us in here. I think this one has Kath Baxter and a few others talking about how this system works for them and talking about how it gets started. And here's my widget that I did for my income that they can sign up for. And this is just saying that something happened to it. It's been sitting out there too long. So I just converted it back, then hit, it works out fine. Okay. So, and I don't want to put another video in, but we can do it just for kicks if we want to. So, Roy has a new video out for Wine Ambassador. And I want to put it in here. I don't want to put it in classic because classic's going to be weird. Y'all don't need to worry about that. But we might go somewhere else and put that one in there because this is all in classic. Yeah, I think I did this whole page in classic except for a few places here and there. So some of you were wanting to know how to add a video. So let's go to Google and we're going to type in let's see, funny work videos. Okay, we're just going to click on videos. And I want to watch a funny cartoon because I'm a cartoony type person. You want something kind of short. You don't want to see anything that's really long if you're going to put a video on your website. You want it to be kind of short. So this one is a minute long. So let's go look at it. They always do a sponsor first. You have to wait to see it's done. Hurry up. All right, so now this. So let's see what this says. So this is Office Pranks. So you see this and say you like it, then you're going to right click on your video on your mouse, and you're going to do one or two things. You can copy the embed code, or you can copy the video URL at the current time, or you can copy the whole video URL. I usually do this one because it's easier to do. So I just copy this. All right. And then I'm gonna go back to my page, this one, and come down here. It says free programs. And right underneath this, get my plus sign. And because I did a URL, I am going to do my image. And right here where it says insert from URL, I just click on that, put my URL in and paste and hit update. And now it's embedding the video, and there's the video. And it's going to start it right from where it's at. Now you cannot link the video, but you see right here where it says write a caption. This is where you write your caption. And you can say avoid office pranks by working from home.
So Sheila,
Mm-hmm.
these videos that you're copying, is it legal to take those and put them on your sites?
Yes, if they are not, if they have a copyright on them, you can't copy it. It won't allow you to copy it.
Okay.
Yeah, so as long as it doesn't have a copyright on it, and it will tell you this is copyrighted, so when you try to copy the link, it won't allow you to. It will
Okay.
give you a message. So as long as it's not a copyrighted one, you can put them on your link on your video website.
Okay, thank you.
But like I said, you can't link them. So, but this is where this comes into play. And so I'm saying avoid office pranks by working from home or by working your own home business. That sounds better, because then I can put anything I want to. So again, I'm gonna go to my trusted templates, and I actually have a work from home link that I want them to go to, and it's going to be with my wine. I just got to find it. I put all my wine links together so they're all in one place. So right here, I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to link this caption. Oh, it didn't like that. Okay, let's go back. I didn't do something right. Oh, I know what I did. Got to hit the link button. Duh. And then I'm going to upload it. And then I'm going to hit bold and italicize so it kind of stands out. So now my message matches the video because it's talking about pranks. All right, so I'm telling them how to avoid pranks on your own business. Okay, and then they click on this link and it takes them to my page on how to start their own wine business. So let's see, there's some things in chat. Okay, I'll show you how to. Okay. All right, I got that. All right. Free TV is the tipping circle. So Charlene, we signed up for that the other day. It hasn't been released yet. It's only to the MSIs. We're actually testing it. I'll show you that when we get finished. Now the drop letter, a lot of you was like, how do you get that drop letter? It's fairly simple. When you are in a block, I think I did this whole thing in Classic, except for the images, which is kind of not right. But yeah, I did the whole thing in class. I like Classic. I didn't like Block. I still don't like Block too much. It's still very restricting to me, but it has its purposes. And I'm actually going to just add a block format in here so that you can see how we use it. So this is a paragraph block. So a lot of you was like, how do you get that big letter at the beginning? When you are in a regular paragraph block, not Classic, you have a little bit of different options. So when you click on the block, you see over here to the right where you have your text settings. So you can actually change your font size. Can't change your font style, but you can change your size. This is normal. If I want it medium, I can make it a little bit bigger, but it doesn't flow with the normal size of my page. But then you have your drop cap. So you just click on that and it drops the first letter of the paragraph. Now it doesn't look like this when it shows up in the preview. It looks just regular Times Roman. It doesn't have this classy little look to it. It's just a regular Times Roman number letter, which is the one thing I don't like about it. And then you can actually change your color settings. So if I wanted this to be a red background, I could change that. And then I can come to my text color and say I want it to be white text, you know, or I can leave it black, change it to blue, however, you know, that it looks good with. You know, I could leave it like that. And, you know, you can play around with it to make, if there's a particular paragraph you want to stand out, then that's how you would do it. That doesn't mean you can't do it in Classic. You can only do that in regular block paragraph. So that's how you can make that stand out a little bit better. And so, and again, here it is. Here's a short video that will link you to some amazing information. So I actually link the Keystone video right here so that people can watch the Keystone video. If they like it, then they can sign up for here. And this will be my Response Magic. As soon as they sign up for that, I will get a message from Response Magic. It might be a day later, but then I can email them. I have an automatic responder that goes out as soon as they fill this out that tells them, thank you, here's my information, and gives them a way to contact me, even though I have it here. And then I'll call them, be like, okay, you filled out my form. What exactly are you interested in, and where can I direct you? And since we have that special going on now, they might say, hey, I want a website like yours. Sign them up for PBS. Or they might say, I want to understand how to get into the wine business, or how to get into Valentis, or, you know, explain to me what's going on, or explain to me the video. But it opens the door for me to be able to talk with them. And this is one of the magnets that I created on Response Magic. If you've been in for any length of time, you should have one. If you're fairly new, you should get one of these within the first 3 weeks that you have your website. It's a lead generator, and you want that on there for people to be able to reach out to you so that you know who's visiting your site. You know, you can always create those those automatic responders that you can put in at any time. You can add to it as as you see fit. If you got new pages that come out, new recipes that come out, or new offers, you can always add to that autoresponder. We might do a class on how to do that at a later date. Okay, so excuse me. And because I have this video in here, I don't want to clutter up the page. So I think what I might do is move this down. So if you want to move it, you can click on this and it moves it down. And let's see what's below this. Okay, so there's another picture. I don't want it to get too close together. So let's move it down what's below that. And then what's below that. Okay, so I'm going to have to rework that because I don't like those pictures close together, or I might just take that video out, or might take this out. Let's take this out for the simple fact that I know some of the people that are in this video are no longer here. So if you're wondering, well, how do I get rid of an image or a video? If you click on it, there's 3 dots right here. You click on those 3 dots and you have this option here that says remove block. You just click on that, remove the block altogether, and then hit your update, and it's no longer there. So I think I like that better. I think I like that positioning better. Yes, so we can leave that there. Perfect. And then again, here it is. Thank you for stopping by. I always like to finish up with her and update. And then I'm going to come down here and check my Yoast. So let's check our SEO first. This is green, your SEO title, which is your page title. So you want to check and always make sure that's the same. My meta description is a brief description of what your page is about. You only want to write until it's green. You notice I don't have any punctuation at the end. The reason being is the minute I put that period there, it turns it orange. I don't want that. So you can end without punctuation. That's fine. All right, so then I'm going to close my editor. And this image is actually going to change because I took this image out. So once I go back and preview my page, that will be a different picture, unless I have set up a, see, I've set that up as my featured image. So I need to change my featured image, and we'll do that in a minute. So I'm gonna come back here. It's still saying I only have it 7 times. So I need to use that again. So let's go back in here. I got Achieving Your Dreams. Well, if I can spell. All right. So there's one. And I'm going to put one right here. I before E except after C. All right. And then let's see. All right, so now let's hit update. And now let's see what that SEO says. Even though I was green and green, I still want to go back through and see if I can change anything. I will. All right, so there, we use that. So key phrase and subheading, I need to use it one more time in a larger one. So let's say get started and let's hit update. So let's go here and see if that took care of that. So now everything's in green. So that's perfect. So now let's go to look at my readability. So it's saying that I only have 18.7. You need at least 30, I think, or 20%. I think it might be 30. For that, I'm not going to worry about that. Really and truly, I'm not. As long as I only have the one, this is green and this is green, Google is fine with that. If this was orange and that was the readability and the transition words, then yes, I would fix it. You notice my flesh score went up. It was at 70 something, so now it's at 81, which is very good. The higher this number, the easier it is to read. It's more attractable to people. So you want to get this score as high as you can. So that means you want your paragraphs to be short, sweet, and to the point. You want it to have enough pictures. You only want about a picture every 100 to 150 words. You don't want to bombard it with images. And you want to make sure that they have good content, that you have enough headings. You want a header about every 100, excuse me, about every 150 words. It don't always have to be a big heading. It can be a small heading. If you don't want it to stand out, that's like I have these. These are just small headings, you know, like heading 5 and heading 6, I think, or heading 4. Just really small, but they are considered a heading that people can use, you know, or that Google recognizes as a heading. And let me get rid of this colon. All right, so tipping circle. All right. It will be available soon. Just put soon. Okay. And then just hit update. So that's how, excuse me, went over post, alternative text, and SEO. All right, so that's how that page works. So I've modified it. I didn't really change a whole lot of the content because it was my own personal content. I just wanted to update it a little bit. If you have any thing that's advertising with wine, like this one right here, I have only available currently in the US, business opportunities coming soon to Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and Germany. I think those are going to be released in the next week or so for the program that Rory has been mentioning. Those of you that are in Wine Ambassador, they're actually going to have a non-product available for them until they get enough interest in the country that they can proposition the country to allow shipments to them of actual wine. That is not available in the United States because most of the United States is wine accessible. If you live in a state that is not directly shipped your wine to, then you have that option to get the non-product service. Right now it's Utah, Kentucky. Where is the other one? Is it Illinois? Can't remember. There's 4 of them. Alabama used to be one, but now we can ship to Alabama. But if you live in a no ships state, then you have the opportunity to do the non-product portion of the Wine Ambassador and still get all the compensation available. Until wine is available in your state, then you will need to upgrade. So as soon as that's available, we'll let you know. Or you'll get an email if you are part of Wine Ambassador when it's available to these other countries. I know it's coming to Canada and Australia first, and then we'll go out to the United Kingdom and Germany. But once we get that, we'll be able to market throughout the world with that promotion. It won't be just to those 4 countries. So that's my training for today. I'm going to go through and answer these questions that we have. So the one thing that we have here is, let's see what's in the chats real quick. Your lead generator comes from Response Magic. So make sure you have logged into your Response Magic page and create that. I actually have a training of that on my YouTube channel, so you can go there. Yes, you can put any business you want to on this page. When you create a business, you can relate it to your PBS, you can relate it to your Valentis, you can relate it to any page you want to. It's just, it's not particular. You know, I just chose the wine because I knew I had a page just for wine. My YouTube channel, hold on, I'll get that for you for those that don't have it. I have everything on a form. So those of you that don't have it, I'm going to post it in the chat. And I usually add something there about every week pertaining to our website or how to work it. So you can, and if you're a subscriber, you should get notifications whenever I add something new. It's free to subscribe. There's no charge, just like with any YouTube channel. So, all right. So let's see what else was in the chat. Okay. Okay, Charlene, go to our Skype and send me that site and I'll look it up and see what's going on with that. See why it's not changing. Okay. I got a feeling it's something else, but go ahead and send that to me. All right. So this page is basically done. And so what I'm going to do next is show you how to, say you didn't have any images. So we're going to go to Google, and this works better in Google. And so this works better in Google, and just type in your key phrase, you know, or anything. Say you're looking up images for achievement or motivation. Let's look up motivation. Okay, and just click on images. And it will show you any image you want to. I can't remember if, I know there's another A, Maria. I got to check and see if Arkansas is one of them. It might be. And see what's going on with that. But I think you might be in one of them. I have to check. But there's 4 states that are no ship states. So here's some great motivational tools. You can actually do the ones with the sayings on them, as long as you know they're not copyrighted. This one actually has the person that quoted it. So this one is good. Your limitation is only your imagination. So you're going to right click it, and you're going to copy or save image as, and you always want to click save image as. A lot of people just come and hit save image or hit save. And when you do that, it saves it to your computer memory. Okay, wherever you've set your computer to save things at. Usually it's in your most recent or somewhere documents or something. But if you hit save image as, then you get to pick where you want to save that image. So since I have a Dropbox, I got it in my Dropbox. But if you don't have a Dropbox, then you can just go to your computer, and you should have these basic commands for your computer. One of them should be pictures. So if you go to pictures, then you're just going to go up to the top and create a folder. Get a new folder, and you're going to name it. And like this one, I have blogging pictures. So you're going to go to your blogging pictures, and in there, you're going to create a folder. And in that folder, you're going to name it motivation. Motivational images. Okay, then hit enter. And then you're going to open that. And now your picture's still sitting there, and you're going to describe your picture. And it's going to be imagination. And hit save. So now that's saved in that folder. Now you just have to remember where you saved it. So then you're just going to go through and pick out a couple more, save image as, and it's going to pull up that same folder. Okay, because you were in it, it's going to pull up the last folder. So this tells me I'm in this PC under pictures, under blogging pictures, and motivational images. So then I'm going to name this image impossible. And there it's saved. Here's another one, stop saying tomorrow. Save image. And again, just one word. Okay. Here's a good one. All right. So there's that. And so then when you want to go and actually put an image in your page, and we can use this one since we're in it. Find somewhere I don't have something already. So here we're going to put an image here. And I'm just going to go to my media icon. This is in Classic. And I'm just going to upload a file. Select. And it's going to ask me to select. So since I remember, I put this in my pictures. So I click on my pictures folder. I click on my blogging pictures, click on my motivational images, and then I choose which one I want to pick. And I'm going to click that one. And then here I can add an alternative text if I want to, and you can just change it every time you use this picture. And insert into page. So there's my picture there, and I want to move it, So I'm going to put it on this side, and I want to shrink it a little bit. It's a little bit big. Okay. And then if I want to link this picture, I'm going to do the same thing. There's my alternative text. I want to link it to a custom URL. And I'm going to go to my CJ. And I'm going to go to my, go to my tools, search, and I'm going to search in motivation. Let's see if they got something. They might not have anything under there. All right, so here's a supplement. We can use that. Help people get energized. Copy. Go back to my page. Paste that link in there. Again, image attributes is the same thing. And open in a tab and update. And then I'm going to update that. So that's how you get your pictures or your images that you find on Google saved, is just by simply creating a folder, placing that in the folder, and go from there. You just have to remember where you put it. Never hit just save, because if you hit save, then you have to go back to your computer settings and see where you actually told your computer to save stuff, and then that's where you will find it. But if you hit save as, then you can do like we just did, generate a file on where you want to save all your images, and then whenever you need them for your pictures or for your website, you just use that file. If you have a Dropbox, that just makes it a lot easier. If you don't, just use your files in your computer. You can use your document file, you can use your picture file, you can use your video file, whichever one you want, and just create those folders. Like I said, I just have a blogging folder, and then I create folders within that for each article that I'm writing or for each type of image. Like that one's for motivation. I have one for flowers. I have one for wines. I have one for weight loss. And then that way, whenever I'm creating a topic, I just pull up that folder for that particular topic instead of having to search everywhere to find it. Now I just have to search which folder I want to write it or look for. Same thing with my logos. When I create logos on Canva, I have a folder just for logos that I put them in there. Eventually, I'm going to go within that folder and organize my logos so that each one of them's in a different folder. So it's just all about organization and just remembering where you put them and name them. Always name them. Don't let them stay images, or image 1 or image 2, because then you actually have to look and see what your images are. So name your images so you know what they are about. That way, when you're creating your pages and you go back to your images, you can actually see by the name of them what they are, and by the folder you created them in, what they're relating to. So, all right. Yes, I saw that, Miss Charlene. That's because you don't have them in a folder. You've saved everything to your desktop. That's another thing a lot of you do, is you save stuff straight to your desktop, which is this. Your desktop should only have your the icons that you use most. Everything else should be in a folder within your file. So if you go to my folder, go here, go to my folders. I have everything, if I go to my Dropbox, then everything is here, my Dropbox. If I just go to my Dropbox, here's all of my folders that I work with every day. So if I want to pull up my templates, I pull up my templates. If I want to pull up my logos, my keywords, my blogging pictures. So everything is housed in one place. If you have your documents, if you don't have a Dropbox and you just have a documents, you can do the same thing. Just pull up your documents, create folders in your documents to house all of your information. But your desktop should only have your most pertinent icons that you just want to click and go to. You shouldn't have everything saved on your desktop. It gets too busy. and then you can't find everything. That's why you need those folders. That's why you need those files saved in the individual places so that they're all housed in one place and it's just a click away instead of a search. And then you have, it's just less busy. And you do it the same way. If you have something on your desktop, then all you have to do is when you create that file, you have the option at the top to move it. So just tell it to move it or drop and drag it from your desktop to your file. It's very easy to clean up. I might actually do a YouTube on that later. But it's very easy to clean up and move those files. They don't have to stay there. Just play with your computer. That's all. Yes, it's recording. I am recording. Yeah, you don't want to put them all in one folder, Miss Charlene. You want to actually break them up into themes or relevant topics within those folders. So yes, you can do just like we did with the images, you can do with your icons that's on your desktop. Okay, so I am going to, and affiliates. Someone's talking about affiliates. CJ is a great place to find affiliates. So if you are on CJ, you can do the same thing. Just go to your big CJ right here. Click that on and go to your search topic. When you go here, actually, let's go to advertisers in CJ and type on gaming or type on games and see what companies are there that have games. Some of you, I know that Miss Phyllis, she has an older site that has a lot. I know one of my other students has a lot of sites that are no longer available. Don't automatically draft them or get rid of them. Just look for something else that goes there. Type in games and see what pulls up, or gaming. See, here's different games that you can pull up. If you want to do like gaming. I know Yahoo is on here for, what do you call it? Fantasy football or fantasy leagues. Yahoo is on here, so you can type in fantasy league, so you can do gaming. And, pull up everything, and then you just click, join program. And, you'll have to modify the page that's there based on the new program you get or programs that you get. And different things, you can put internet games. See, like here is Fanatical, electronic games, Duel USA, that's betting. We can't bet technically in the US. Gamersgate is a good one. It's electronic toys. Game Deals is another one. It's electronic games. Green Man Gaming is a good one that you can put in there. And all you do is just click join program, and they'll either tell you this, they'll manually check it, or they'll decline you, or deny you, or you'll get approved. Those are the only three options. So that's the only thing you do. Kingpin is another, Kinguin is another one for electronic games. So you might not find the exact same ones that's in there, but you might be able to find something that's, compatible, that you won't have to do too much modifying. But if it, like the Game Loot, it's specific to Game Loot, so you have to do a lot of modification to that. But just change the keywords out and go from there. Usually when you get approved for a company, they offer you, so if I click on this, sometimes they will give you options for key phrases, because this one tells you the category. Sometimes it'll tell you keywords that you can use. This one actually tells you where you can market this. It actually looks like it's a worldwide game program.
So Sheila, on these sites here, so if you don't have, is it a lesser chance of getting approved for these if you don't have your pages up
No.
and going?
No, the thing about this one is they want to see that you have traffic and that you're still around. So if you are fairly new, you'll get accepted to the program, to the overall company, which is CJ, but you may not get approved to a lot of the sites, especially the bigger names. They want to make sure you're still around. The smaller companies, you're more likely to get approved for, but that don't mean if you get declined, you can't apply for them in a week, 2 weeks, later.
Okay.
That just means that you don't have sufficient traffic for them to market you, because basically they're building a store for you is what they're doing. And so they want to make sure that you're going to be around, especially the bigger name brands. Like the ABC Mouse. I just got ABC Mouse like a month ago, and I've been trying forever. I buy ABC Mouse for my grandkids.
Okay.
But they wanted to make sure that you're going, because they're literally building an internet store for you where you have your own link. They're setting up accounts for you. So they don't want to have to do all that legwork and then you're gone in 3 months.
Okay.
So some of them, it might take you a while to get approved for them. That's why I say if you have a good idea, go ahead and write the content. Don't worry about the link. Get the link later. At least you have the content out. You can market that page and let them know, hey, this is an up and trending thing. Just give them basic information or information, based on your own story or your own personal life or history. And then when you get the link, then put the link in. Your page is already generated the traffic. Then people can come back and they'll see, oh, she's got somewhere I can click, and actually get this program. So that's why I say don't worry so much about your links. Apply for these companies. Same thing with ClickBank. ClickBank has a lot of games on there, gaming companies. So you can use that one as well. Just go to ClickBank and do the same thing. Type in gaming.
ClickBank. Do I have ClickBank? I should though, huh?
Yeah, you should. If not, you just need to go in and it's on that sheet. If you go to your Triple R training, it's on the sheet.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah. And just go to your marketplace and type in game or gaming. And it'll pull up anything. See, like here's 3D puzzle games. It even has sexual content, however you want your page to go. It has all kind of stuff in here that you can write about and use for incorporating stuff. You can type in games. You can type in internet games.
See, my page don't look like that. Is that on your dashboard?
Yes, this is under marketplace. So once you get into dashboard, go up here to the top and type in marketplace.
Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
I've never used ClickBank. I guess I've had it, but I've never used it.
Yeah, ClickBank has a lot of good programs in there. And usually these are smaller companies that are just trying to get their name out, but they pay good. So
Okay.
yeah, so use those because it tells you right here. And the way you use it is say that you want to do, we'll just pick one for life, back to life, personal grief, or whatever. Just click promote. It'll have your name that you signed up with. If you want a specific tracking ID that you want to see how many times this page gets clicked, you can click on that. I don't worry about it. I just want my page to I don't get links because you're not linking one particular ad to one page. You've got multiple ads in there. And then you just click generate a hot link. And this is your link. And this is what you would use. And it'll be the same link every time you come to it. So this is what you would use in your link, just like you would that you get from CJ, just like the ones you get from Brunette Marketing. So this would be your link that you would put into your page that you create.
So with us just starting, with the ones that are just starting to use affiliates, is this a better one than CJ?
Yeah, because this one you don't have to get a lot of approval. You don't have, once you get into the marketing house, you have approval for all of these companies in here. CJ, you get approval for the marketing house, and then you have to get approval for the companies.
Okay.
But I would still do CJ and go ahead and start getting approval for those companies, or at least letting them know that you're there. You don't want to wait till you're completely finished and then try to get approval, because then they're looking at you, oh, she just now applied. That you're a free site or a new site, and you might have been in for 2, 3, 4 months. So you want to go ahead and get in there, go ahead and start applying for these companies so that when you reapply, they can see a history. Oh, she was here last month. She was here last week. She's still here. It gives you a better chance of getting approval than you waiting to get all your pages done and then try to get approval, because then to them you're brand new, but you've been in 6 months.
Okay.
So you want to generate that history with them. And get with your instructor, because there is a list that I created that has some sites on CJ that you can get approval for fairly quickly. I think I posted that. Maybe I didn't. Hold on a minute. Let's see if I can get that. I'll post it. Where is it?
So does this website ClickBank, does it save your links?
Yeah, they'll be the same because they're related just to you.
So like if I generated one, will it save that generated?
It will still be there. So if you go and click that same company, it'll still be there. It should be the same. It shouldn't have changed unless the company itself left.
Okay.
You might want to refresh it though. If it's the different, go ahead and use the different one.
Okay, because I clicked on one. I said generate. What is it called?
The hop link.
Promote. I clicked on promote, and so then it did a generate hop links, and it up here it asked me account name, nickname, and it's up there. But what about the tracking ID? I don't.
Yeah,
need
you don't. No, you don't need the tracking ID.
Okay, so then it says successfully copied hop link.
Yep. So that means all you need to do now is just go and paste it into your page.
So like if I don't paste it in at this time, can I close out and then go back and get it later?
Yep. All you have to do is click that same company. You just have to remember the same company. If you're not going to use it now, I do have some people that create a list of all their links and paste them in so they don't have to look it up again. But if you look up that same company later and do the same thing, you'll get the same link.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I put the in the chat, I put the Google Doc in there that has a list of all the companies that you should be able to get approval for on CJ within the first week of you joining them. Some of them will give you immediate approval within that day. Some of them might take a week. Some of them might, I think I've updated it. So all of them should be valid. I did get a list that I think Misfits is leaving CJ. So, but, okay. All right, so do we have, and someone was asking about widgets. Widgets is very simple to do. So let me update. So if you have an advertiser that you want to basically stand out, and say we are on CJ. So I'm gonna go to my links. And I'm going to go to my Easter page and I'm going to edit this page. And I'm going to go to my CJ and I'm going to type in religion. Okay, so this is ebooks. So let's type in religious gifts. Can't remember the name of this company that's in here that has. There we go. Oh, that's right. Did they leave? I had that one. Let's see what else is in there. No. All right, so we're going to do this way. We're going to go down to categories. And we're going to look up gifts. I don't want collectibles. I don't want flowers. It's Cloud9. I don't want Cloud9. I know there's a gift thing on here that actually has inspirational gifts. And it's not Cloud9. Y'all bear with me. Ugh. Don't tell me I got 26 pages of Cloud9. All right, let's look up. There we go. No, why it didn't pop up before. I don't believe this is what I'm looking for. I believe this is my smoke ring. Yeah, this is a vaping company. Oh, dang it. Hey, sweetie. Well, I don't want to put a vaping company in there. Yep, all of them's going to be vaping. Okay. If anything shows up under that, nope. Nope. All right.
Inspirational gifts, Sheila.
I'll type in Easter, see what comes up.
I think you're not hearing me.
Yeah, I hear you. I got you. Yeah. I can't believe. Oh, I know why. Let me get rid of this. That might be why. It might not have been under gifts. So, got all this for Easter. Budget pet care. Create any new. See, that's a text. I don't want a text. Oh, I don't want that. Crayola. Okay, there's some baby stuff. There we go. So if we wanted to do a widget, I would just come here and get code. And I would get the HTML code and I would copy it. And I would go to my page. And I would go to where this would fit. And it would be down here with the clothing, colored eggs. And let's put it right here. So I'd open up a block. And then if you don't have custom HTML in your common blocks or most used blocks, then you would scroll down here to, I think it's your formatting, and you would hit custom HTML. Okay, and then you would type in, paste in your link you just got, and you would click preview. And there's your link for, or your image that you pictured, your HTML or your widget. And it's just a widget. If you wanted to put that on your website anywhere, then all you would have to do is just come to your appearance, go to widget, and you would do this with any HTML code. And you just want to choose where you want it to go, the left side or the right side. The left side is for your home page only. The right side is for every page in your website except for your home page. And then your footer 1 and 2 is the bottom of your page, the right or the left side. The F1 is your left side, F2 is your right side. And then all you want to do is come here and you want to get, I always do text. I don't like using the HTML or custom HTML. I always get the text and I put footer 2 and add widget. That's all you have to do. And then you're going to come here and it's going to open up the widget. You don't have to give it a title. Since we are using a widget, you want to make sure you click on the text side since we are using a text HTML. And then you paste that HTML in there. And then you can click on your visual and you see your text in there, or you see what it's going to look like. Then you hit save and then done. And that's it. Then you just go to visit your site. You don't have to update it or anything. And then if you click on any page, doesn't matter which page, and scroll to the bottom, there's your widget. And you can put those widgets anywhere. You just don't want to bombard your page with widgets, because if you apply for Google and it's bombarded with a lot of widgets, most of the time you won't get approval because it's too busy. They don't have anywhere to advertise. So you don't want to bombard your pages with widgets and stuff. You know, just put most relevant things out there so that Google can come in and see that your page is active, that you do have relevant material on there, and that it is marketable. So that's how you would use a widget. It's fairly simple, but like I said, don't bombard your pages with it. Don't get over excited about it. You can use them in your website. It's considered an image. Just remember that once you use it in your website, you don't have the option for it to open in a new tab. So if somebody clicks on that widget, it's going to go straight to that advertiser and it's going to leave your website. So that's the drawback of using a widget, is you can't have it open in a new tab. So that's how you would use your widgets. All right. So I'm going to open this up. And if you have any questions, please unmute yourself one at a time for your question. Okay. So if you have a question, just unmute yourself and ask your question.
I have a question.
Okay.
And I know we've probably gone over this several times, but you know how when you have your category over here, your home, arts, entertainment, and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you go in? Where do you go to get that to organize it?
Okay. So if you're on your home page, which should be here, then all you're going to do is go to your menus. And from your menus, you have several options. This will show you your most recent. You can click to view all your images, or you can search for a particular page. But if you just do your most recent, it shows you your most recent pages. I think it's like the first 15 or 20 that it'll show you. And then if it's a page you've created and you want to add it, then you just click on the actual page and say add it to your menu. And it will put it at the very bottom of your menu structure. And then you just drag it where you want it to go. So this one, I would actually put in my health and fitness. So then I'm just going to drag it up to my health and fitness. Here it goes. All right, and then since I have it capitalized, it's going to be its own drop down. I'm not going to put it under anything other than health and fitness. And then once it gets done, then I'm just going to save my menu. And that will add it to there. So then when I go to, once it gets done, it'll tell me that my menu saved. Okay. So then I can just go back to visit my site. And if I go to my health and fitness category, then there's my page I added.
Okay, great.
And yep. And then if you want to, you can rearrange these. You just don't want to add too many. I probably have too many. I could probably combine some of these into one. But you don't want to have too many tabs in here that your page gets overloaded and people can't actually search your site. They just come here and click on something. You want them to search your site. Google looks at it, says, hey, you have enough relevant content in your website that people can search you just like they search Google.
So
And
it
you want
doesn't
them
have to be over there. Your pages, all
No.
your pages don't have to be over there.
all your pages does not have to be in your menu structure. I have floating pages. I have 293 pages. All of them are not in that menu.
Okay.
There's no way. It would be too cluttered. I have floating pages based on topic. You want them to search your pages just like they search Google based on your key phrase.
Okay.
The only thing you want on your menu structure is your relevant topics that you want people to look for right then, that they can go to and say, hey, this is my money maker. This is what I want them to see when they come to my website. Then your other ones are floating pages. The other relevant topics to that is where you want them to just float in your page. You create a page, it's there in your website. Even though it's not on your menu structure, they can still find it in your website by using that search bar. That's why you have that search bar there.
Okay. And is there any certain order that you put them in?
I put mine in alphabetical order just to make it flow a lot better. If you want to, you can always categorize it. If you want to put it in themes, you can put it in themes. It's totally up to you how you categorize your menu. We just put it in alphabetical order because that's the way it came and I just stuck with it. Just makes it easier to read.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi, Sheila.
Hey, darling.
Hey, sweetheart. How are you?
Good. You made it.
I made it. Kathleen went a full hour, and then Debbie was a little bit like close to a half hour. So, my God, I finally made it here.
Good. So what you got for me today?
I need a sanity check on so many things, but in particular, okay. Lately, I've been noticing, and if I'm on my one of my pages on one of my paragraphs, and I do the go to the toolbar, and where you can make it HTML, a paragraph, or whatnot. When I click on that, I don't get the full list that I used to get. However, that I remember that I used to get. However, if I open like a new block and I try to pull from that same menu, I get everything. So I don't remember being limited if I clicked on it when I'm in a block that already has content in it.
If you have, and it depends on if you've done your update. Sometimes when you do an update, it resets everything. So that the ones that you had in your most used are now back into their proper categories. And it could be, because I've noticed too, if your page isn't up far enough, that it cuts it off down at the bottom.
Oh boy.
So you have to make sure when you go to do that, let's say go here, either one, any of them.
I'm getting this thing now. It says transform too. And when I'm on a written paragraph trying to do this, and I'm saying, what the hell is this? Transform.
Oh, yeah. It used to give you the option. So when you go to modify, if you're in a block and you're like, well, I want to change this to a different block. I think all this one's in classic. Let's pick a different
And that's when
one.
you say classic, that's classic block, not
Yeah.
class. Okay.
Yeah, classic block.
So, if
So
I see classic like that, I should assume it's classic block and not the old-
you shouldn't have anything that's in regular classic anymore.
Okay.
Everything should be in a classic block. So you too, when you would go here, you see this here, it will give you the option to change. Now it
Yes.
says
Yeah,
transform
yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yep.
So now it just gives you the option. This is the only thing you can transfer it to. So if you wanted to change the block, instead of it giving you the options of the different blocks you can change it to,
Mhm.
based on what is in the content, this is the only thing it's telling you can do.
Well, if I want to go to classic, how can I do that on an already written block without having to copy it to a new
You
block?
can't. That's the thing.
the-
Yeah, that was one of the
okay.
updates
What kind of an update is that?
to make you work.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
So yeah, so unless you transform you can't change it if you started out in a regular block.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, I'd rather put this in classic, and then click on the top and have that option. It's not there anymore. So you would actually literally have to copy what you have in the classic and open a classic block and then paste it in there and get rid of the other block.
No, I don't like that.
I know.
And you're
I
right.
noticed
It
that.
does get.
That was in the, I think it was in the last update or update before last where that
Oh.
changed. Yeah.
Ah.
Because used to, you could actually, it gave you the option to change it to header or block or whatever your most
Yep.
current block format was. Well, it doesn't do that now. Now it chooses for you what you can change it based on what's in your pages or content that you've written so far.
I thought I was going nuts.
No. When I saw it first too, I was like, what in the world? And it dawned on me, it's like, man, I don't want to do that.
Oh, awful.
So that's why it's best now to make sure you are in the type of format you want it to be in before you get started, because your abilities are limited.
Yeah, what already exists, you have
Yeah.
to redo if you want it. Use.
They're
classic.
making you modify and edit.
Oh, I guess so. Wow.
But yeah, no, it's not you. That's just the new format. So yeah.
For once, it's not me.
Nope, not you.
I got a question real quick.
Yes.
Our Wine Magic page,
Mhm.
is there a certain place that should be?
The Wine Magic, when Roy put it in there, I forgot where he put it. It was in a place that it wasn't supposed to be, and I think he might have just dropped it when he was dragging it somewhere.
So mine is under the reference tab.
Yes.
And-
And it can be under reference because it's kind of referring to, how you can create Wine Magic, but you can move it anywhere you want to. If there's something in a menu option and you don't want it there, you can move it, or you can remove it from your menu altogether. That doesn't mean it's taken out of your website. It's just not in your menu. It's still searchable as a page in your website.
Okay.
So you can restructure your menu any way you want to. If you don't like it there, you can move it somewhere else, or you can take
Okay.
it out altogether.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else? Questions?
Well, I have a grapevine question, but can I ask it here or no? All right, I'll Skype you later.
Yeah. The grapevine, not everybody is in it or aware
Okay,
of it, so I
got it.
think it might open a can of worms.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
You're fine. You know how to get in touch with me.
I
Sheila-
certainly do.
Sheila, is it still possible that they had it set up to where WordPress would allow you to go over and put it in classic to arrange it like you want, adding colors and stuff to the letters and the background. But if you changed it twice, so that second time they kept you in the block format WordPress. Is that still doable or not?
No. With the
Oh.
latest update, if you've updated everything, you can't change from block to block
Which is
anymore like you
awful.
used to.
Mm.
Yeah. So now if you convert your whole page to block, you will lose your colors.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Only in Classic can you keep your colors. However, they have updated a little bit. So if you have a headline that you want to colorize, you can colorize the headline. So you can change the color. You can change the block color. You can change your text color. But when you add the link, it's still going to revert back to that blue.
Wow.
Yeah. So like this right here, this is in Classic, this information. But in this one right here, oh, it's the same one. Dang it. Where did I put my other one? Well, oh, it went somewhere else. I think I linked that straight to my support page. But let me get to one down here. Yeah, I did this whole page in Classic. But like if I wanted to come here at the bottom of this,
Yeah, that's
and
where you put the blocks, the blue, Sheila.
yeah, the blue is the block. So if I wanted to come here and put in a heading and said contact information, or say contact me. All right. And you see it comes out in black. So now what you can do is you can actually come over to color settings and you can change the color of that to whatever you want to. And then if you do your custom color, then you can, you know, get it as whatever color in that scheme you want. If you wanted to change it all of a sudden and play with it, that color too. So there's several different ways you can do it. And just play with it, get the color you want it to be. And then you can change that and then, you know, center it, whatever you need to do. So that's the only thing you can do in regular block heading form. But if it's a paragraph, if you are in block format, the only thing you can do is change the color. The color is going to be blue regardless. Unless you are in Classic, then you can change it to whatever color you want it to be and it'll stay.
And again, that's Classic block, right?
Yeah, Classic block. Yeah, we don't have Classic anymore. With
Okay.
all the updates that's gone out of the. If you've gotten a newer website, everything should be in block format. If you still have a
Mine-
website that was built prior to that, then all the new updates should have kicked the Classic format
Okay,
out.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
And if obviously if you have something in Classic block and you know make colors or whatnot, you don't convert it to block because that would undo everything, correct?
Yes, you
Okay.
if you convert it to block, the block format would actually convert. If you had paragraphs, it will fix the paragraphs. If you had pictures that wrapped around words, your pictures would kind of be stuck out on their own. And some of you have come across this where you tried to take a picture out and you couldn't. It just moved from one paragraph to the next. That's because it's a code and the code doesn't know where to go because it converted to block. And it's from Classic. So just remember, if you convert a Classic to a regular block format that has images in it, your images could get misplaced and not be able to go where you want them to go. Your colors will stay until you change the link. So that's the only thing, is that if you change the link or update anything, it's going to revert to blue. So sometimes you can get your colors to stay when you revert it from Classic to block, but if you modify it at all, it's going to revert back to that blue.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody, anything else? Any questions about your site, what you need? Anything at all?
Well, did Rory say something about with the new PBSs he's going to come out with, that he's cutting down the pages?
Yes. Yes.
But
He's taking out irrelevant content, what he's considering irrelevant pages. That way people have less to modify and more they can add on their own.
But I thought for Google AdSense we had to have 100 at least 100 pages.
You do. That's why he's saying he's cutting down the content he's giving you, because a lot of people is just modifying that because it comes with so many and not adding their new stuff, and then they're getting upset when they don't get approved by Google.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you want you want to make sure that you are, because when I got it, we had 114 pages. I got rid about half of mine when I started because I didn't like them. I'm up to 293, I think, or 283. I try to add at least a page a week, if at all possible. I'm usually on the phone a lot, so it's not always possible, but I'm on the phone, as much as possible working my website. The other thing I want you to be very aware of, and I've had one of my students, he was a little upset because of, a friend of his couldn't find his website name on Google when they searched it. You want to make sure your title to your website, even though we don't market our title, it's easy for people to remember the title of your website. So you want to kind of make sure that it's unique to you. If you go and search the title of your website and there's 1.5 million people that's using that same website, unless you're using tons of advertising, your website's not going to come up. So when you're thinking about a name for your website, try to make it as unique to you as possible. That's why I say when I type mine up, there's only 2,800 people using Mama Chief. So as much advertising as I do, my name is coming up, my website name. Now my pages are still indexing because we advertise pages. But when people say, what do? You say, I have a website. Well, what's it called? They're going to remember the name of your website before they'll remember the name of your page. So just remember that when you're thinking about what you want your website to be called, that it's unique to you, and that when people go look for it, they're not going to have to look through 150 pages before they find you, if they go by your name. So, a lot of people use Amazing Opportunities or Amazing Online Finds. I suggest you go and search those names and see how many other competing companies you're competing with. You'll be surprised. So try to make your name unique. Even though we don't market it, that's still the name you're going to be giving people who asked you, well, what do you do? Well, I have a website. I'm a blogger. Well, what's the name of your site? I get that all the time. Well, what's the name of your site? Shop with Mama Chief. Okay. They can find that. But if I tell them, oh, it's Amazing Online Offers, they'll go through, and how many people have that in their title? I guarantee you 90% of us have that in the title somewhere. So really think about your name of your website, because that's going to be your name for life as long as you keep your website and as long as you have your business, which should be forever. And make it unique to you. Make it memorable. Make it something that your website's going to represent. And then your pages is what you're going to be advertising, each individual page. But when people ask you, what do? You want to make sure that you can tell them something that they're going to remember and be able to find. Okay. All right, let's see. Business cards. My business cards is fairly easy. Yeah, you can change your website name at any time because we don't advertise our website name. We only advertise our pages. Let's see if I can find my business cards. My business cards are fairly simple. I think this is an old one. I've actually modified it because this one says direct sellers. Yeah, let me find my new one. And I created my business card from this background I got off of Google Images backgrounds. And where is my business card? I have it saved somewhere. There it is. So this is my business card, plain and simple. It's got my logo on it. It's got my name, my web address, my phone number, which is my Google Voice number. Use it other than just your V marketing. It has my Instagram, my email, it has my Wine Lovers Club, and my weight loss. And each one of those goes to my web page. It doesn't go straight to my wine club. So they come to my Wine of the Month Club page and read about it. They go to my Ditch the Diet page and read about my coffee weight loss. So this is my business card. I give it out. And like I said, it has Shop with Mama Chief, which is the name of my website. They will remember that. It has my website name on it, my website address. But this is the thing people remember is your title of your website. When you market your links, you market your website pages. But when you're talking to people, you talk to people about your website, your name of your website. So that's why it's important that it's unique, that it's not following the protocols and parameters of millions and millions of other websites. You want it to stand out. You also want it to represent who you are and what you stand for, kind of. So, you know, that's why I said think about it. You can always change your website. Whenever you sign up for an affiliate program, they ask you for your website link. They don't ask you for your website name. So you're always going to give them whatever your link, your URL is. You're not going to give them your website name. I think Google AdSense is the only one that asks for your website name. And I had to go in and change mine because I've changed mine twice, and I had to go in and change mine. And that's what I come up with. It was a variation of the same thing. I just kind of shortened it a little bit.
You had to change your website because of Google, or?
No, I changed it. Yeah, I had it one thing when I got approval for Google AdSense,
Okay.
and I didn't like it. The more I thought about it, it just didn't resonate with me. So I changed it, and then when I got Google AdSense, I had to go in and update my account and change my name. It's still my URL doesn't change. That's what they go by as your URL. So that doesn't change. Just my site title changed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. That's just a little tidbit. So, but that's all I have for today, unless there's any more questions. Like I said, I do have a new YouTube video out there on how to create a new page. If anybody wants to go and have a look at it, it's about an hour and 20 minutes. I did one day this week. So it shows you how to get your links, how to add pictures, how to start from scratch, creating a new page. So I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
what was the name of that one? Just how to create a new page?
Yep.
Okay, and then today's will be on there as well?
Yeah, it'll probably be on there. If it's not on there tonight, it'll be on there by tomorrow. It just takes a minute because I have to name it, go through what I want to name it.
I know there's a lot of good stuff that we learned today.
Yeah,
Oh my
so,
God. Yes.
Always,
Yeah, it was
always,
good.
always.
It was very
Yeah.
good today. Bye,
And-
y'all. I'm jumping off. I'll see y'all next week.
all right, bye, darlings.
Bye-bye.
Sheila, before you go, I have
Yes.
one more question.
Yes.
In regards to our new stuff that's coming out, the TV and everything, that page there, it doesn't automatically come to our site. Am I correct?
No. So what you have to do is you have to create a Tipping Circle page, or create, like with mine, I actually created a free TV page. So when they come to my free TV, let's see, where is it? What did I name it? And see, this is where you can go again and type TV. I think that's what I did. And search page. Right here, best alternative cable TV. So when I come here, this is where I'm talking about the free TV. And I just put in basic information about TV. I created this meme on Canva. You know, tell them when it's coming, what kind of channels that they have access to. I actually put the channels that Peter told me that they have. At the time that I wrote this, it's changed considerably. They've actually added some new stuff in there.
Wow.
And so, and it says get these and possibly more free. So if they click on this, it takes them to my Tipping Circle link where they can go and sign up for Tipping Circle. So you want to create a page that people can read about what Tipping Circle is. And here I put it, enjoy free, a dinner with some fine wines while you're watching TV, blah, blah, blah. I also created a magnet for my Tipping Circle so people can sign up. And I'll put them, when we get the Grapevine going, all the ones that sign up for this will go straight into my Grapevine so they can get that. So there's different things that you can add. Again, this is readability. I got to see what this is. I got a subheading, so I'll fix that. I ain't worried about transition words, so I got to find that subheading. But anyway, so you want to create a page. You want to put your Tipping Circle link in there.
Where did you get your Tipping Circle link? Off your page?
Yep. So when you go to your Tipping Circle, if you don't have it, get with your instructor so they can give you the link, because it's a referral link, just like Computer. So you're going to go to your Tipping Circle, and then you're going to go to invite friends. And this is your link right here. This is your referral link. Okay. And it also comes with its own email. So you can message this, copy this message, and you can text it to people that you know. You can actually put it on your Facebook page. You can put it on your, send out a general email if you want to, or you can do this like we do with everything, modify it and put it in your own words and send it to people. And then anybody that signs up with it, as soon as they get that notification, as soon as it goes live, you'll be able to come to the apps and you'll be able to get your apps for whatever we're going to be able to use. So it'll be here in the app section. And then once they get the app available and ready, all they would have to do is click on the app for Blend TV. It will be linked to you. And as long as they're watching that TV under your link, you get paid for them watching TV.
So we don't have this as of yet, right?
No, it's not okay. Yet. I'll show you what it looks like. It's really good. Let's see, where did I put it?
What is the purpose of the apps? Is that what we're going to be trying to?
There's all kind of apps we're going to be able to get.
To advertise and.
Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're eventually gonna have phone service. You're gonna have music. You're gonna have movies. All kind of different things they're adding. They just haven't gotten all the legalities done yet. So this is how it's gonna look. This is me, and this is Blend TV. These are all the options you have, and this is the premium program, which is $49, $50. So you have sports channel, you have News 3, you have Fox 5. So if I come here to channels,
we're just about through.
There's all of my channels right there that I have now, and they're constantly adding to them. And if I wanted to go here and watch Nick or Hallmark Channel, I just click on Hallmark Channel. And it's going to load up. There's my movie. This is what's on Hallmark right now. Very plain. I mean, it's just like watching TV, and I can sit here and watch it all day.
Oh, is this going to go on? Can you access this on your regular TV?
Yes. If you have different TV, if you have satellite on your TV or a what do you call it, internet on capabilities on your TV, when you get your link, you just go to your internet and type in the link, and it's there. Like with Amazon, if you download the if you have Alexa, download the what is it called, shoot, I can't think of what it's called, but whatever, the Silk, download Silk from Amazon on your Alexa and type in the link, then it pulls it up on your Alexa. If you have a Roku, same thing, pull up whatever their web browser it uses and type it in. If you have a smart TV, just go to your smart hub, go to your internet service and type it in, and it shows up. And you can download it and watch it straight from there. So there's several different options. You can also download it on your phone. You can download it on your computer. You can, I think it's up to 2 different places. You can download it at one time and watch it, and watch several different channels. It doesn't have to be the same channel. But
what
I think
about several TVs?
That's why I said I think that's an option they're working on right now, but I know as of right now, you can do it on 2 simultaneously. I haven't tried it because we have 5 TVs and 6 computers. So,
Yeah, see, I got a lot of that too going
So-
on.
so I'm not, but see, the other thing is that not everybody's on it at the same time. I think the only time it is between 7 and 9 o'clock when everybody's home. My son goes to his room. My grandkids might, go to their bedroom and want to watch a movie. Me and my husband usually stay in the living room unless there's a particular movie we'll go in the room and watch. But for the most part, most people might have 3 TVs on at one time, depending on their household. So I think that's one of the things that they have a work in progress, but I know as of right now, 2 you can do without any interference. I haven't tried all 3 of them.
So with this new TV program coming in, how do we go in and research it and see what it's all about?
If you go to your tipping circle,
Uh-huh.
there is different information in there on the program itself. So if you, let's see, where did I get it? Did I close it out? I must have closed it out. So if you go to your tipping circle and go to your help page.
You said the help page?
Yep. And go to your support, not the support center. That's the wrong one. Where was it at? I was on there today.
I don't see help page.
But the support center is right below? Is
No,
that
we
what-
don't. We want the
okay.
Oh, I see the help page, but
where is it? I was on there today. I knew I wouldn't be able to find it today because I was on there earlier, but it has, it might have been the tipping bucket. Is that it? No, I knew it wasn't. But one of these, when you open it up, it actually gives you all the information. Most of it's going to be about the tipping bucket. You probably won't get the TV actually until the TV is live.
okay. So
but
we
this
can't
is-
get any information on that then.
No, other than what is on the Helium, if you're on the Helium or the Prime chats, they have it in there. My page, because I got a lot of my stuff straight from Peter. If you want to go look at my page and read it, it has the same thing. It has, just the basics. Everything's going to be internet provided, whatever, if you have an internet. The tipping bucket, the whole tipping circle is just like a PayPal, GoFundMe, and a Cash App all together with options to get apps for TV or any kind of internet-based program once it becomes available. So it's a marketing house for several different options.
All right, Sheila, I'm just money. You just said something about $49.99 or something a month. I'm not hearing yet how much or
The basic program for Tipping Circle is free. If you upgrade to the premium channel, it's $49.95 flat.
okay, and you will give me whatever this number is that we've been talking about for the
I'll
free.
send it to you. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought I had, but I had apparently I was looking at it and I didn't see it in there. So, but I'll send it to you today.
Okay, thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
And do they list what's on the premium TV, what channels? So
I think once it gets released, it'll have it. But I know my site has all the ones Peter told me was available 2 months ago. And I know they've added to it since for the premium.
Wow.
And you also said that if somebody gets the TV from our link, that if they watch TV, we get paid for it? Is
Yeah,
that what
you get
said?
paid for it too.
And
then
do we get paid if we watch our own TV?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes, you do. And then if anybody upgrades to premium, you get 10% of the upgrade, which is $4.95 every month that they keep that upgrade.
Wow.
Just a
Yeah. So that's the benefit. So you want to make sure that you advertise not only your Tipping Circle link, but create those pages and get it advertised. I've had so many hits on my free TV. Right now it's just in the United States, but they're getting ready to release it worldwide as soon as they get all the kinks worked out of
Wow.
it. So anybody that downloads it, you'll get free money for them watching, and then anytime they upgrade, you get that 10% of the upgrade, and it's only $49.95 flat fee. So, all right.
This isn't starting till the 15th. Like, if I watch my own TV now, would I be getting paid for it or not till April 15th?
No, if Tipping Circle, if you have Tipping Circle and you have the free TV already, start watching it. You get paid for it.
Oh my. Okay.
Well, how are they going to incorporate internet into that?
You have to use your internet. They're not gonna be able to do internet because they're not an internet provider, but they will be able to do phone. They're working on getting phone.
Well, I've got my internet with Cox, which is my cable, is hooked up to a line to my TV. I'm going,
Yeah,
no problem.
so so you need to see if you don't have you'll have to get if you don't have a smart TV, then you'll have to get another option if you want to get rid of your cable.
All right. Well, I'm thinking I have a smart TV because there's another area you can go to Netflix. I'm going,
Yeah. So yeah, if
okay.
you can get Netflix, you got smart TV.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I said, I would wait until you get this up and running, see how you like it. Then if you get everything that you want on there, get rid of your cable.
Okay.
But don't just wait until it all comes out and see first.
All right.
But yeah, you
I'm
get paid
paying
either
over
way.
$200 a month for cable and internet. Like,
Yeah.
man,
How much?
over 200.
Same here. Same
So, yeah.
here.
So I can't wait.
Keep trying to get them to put me back to 190, you know. Well, we'll see what specials we got. So they'll let that, if they find me some specials, they'll get it back down for a while, but the special runs out and there goes my internet back up over 200 again. I'm like, yeah, again, my cable bill.
Yep.